Okay, so we're upstairs and we're trying to come down to the finish line of we need to sand the floors up here as well as that front room. Now, one of the reasons why I haven't done anything over here, you may recall the section right there that we rebuilt where it was a dip of about 3/8 of an inch or so between where the floor was cut out. There used to be a wall here. So we raised it up, we reframed up underneath of here and got these two level. So that way when we sand this is nice and flat. This will actually be really easy to do this part. For some reason, we have all of our floorboards, which are really nice right here, but for some reason, there's a section right here where it was definitely redone. The problem is we sistered up another 2x10 here to strengthen the ceiling because it was kind of like slapped together right here. We don't know if this was like a stairway, which is very, very possible, or not. But you can see where the floor is right now, from there to there. That's level, but it's about an inch low right here. Now, the problem is going to be we're taking up these short pieces, which is great. We can take those up real easy. And then we're going to slide up underneath of it and raise it up. The only problem is the next one isn't down until here. We may not be able to get that one up and get something up underneath of there. So we'll see. Once we get underneath here, we'll end up tapping and prying up there and see if we can get it. What we'll do is we'll end up cutting, we'll scarf a piece from here to there. So basically from here to nothing down there for about an inch. And then we can relay these same pieces back on here. We'll get it close. It never will be perfect, but it'll definitely not be the dip that we have right now. And we're gonna need to take this molding off because that molding is dipped down, and when I try and raise it up, it'll crack the plaster. So we're just gonna cut it right here at the cabinet and just take it out. We'll put a new piece in once we get all this done. Okay, so I've got kind of a unique problem here with this house. So here's the thing. The way this thing is framed up, it's framed up on basically 22, 21, 19, 25 inch on centers. And it's put in with these big old handmade cut nails. So we've got drywall already up underneath it. I don't want to tear up the ceiling. And we have our joist right here that is low. We're basically about an inch lower here than over there. It's okay, once we get over here, it's actually level. So the problem is, it would be easy to go ahead and just go ahead and scarf a 2x4, put it underneath it here, put that on there. The problem is, right here, and this is probably 25 or 26, is where the joist is. Now these floorboards are about 5/4. They're not gonna bend a whole lot, but if we don't support that, then we're gonna have a problem. Now these boards go all the way into the back wall and here underneath the molding and into the stucco. So if we take that off, we're gonna break up the stucco. So my solution is going to be this. Now this is cray-cray. But what we're gonna do is, and we're gonna see if this works or not. This is actually working on the fly. Each one of these to get to this point is a little bit different. Down here it's down about an inch, okay? So there's an inch difference between here and here. So I need to raise this end piece up 1 inch. If I take that in half right here, that means this piece needs to be 1/2 inch. So what I'm basically gonna do is make really long shims. A shim that's going to be about 28 inches long, down here to 1/2 inch, up here to 1 inch. And we're gonna pull the board up, slide it underneath of there. That way when we drill through to tighten those up, it'll have something tight to wedge against. That's the idea in theory. We'll see if this actually works. So it means I need to set up the table saw and get ready to cut a whole lot of pieces. So we're gonna need about 2 or 3, well 2 on that one, 3 on this one because this thing's like 13 inches wide. But we're basically gonna have to make each one of these to fit going down. You can see where I can raise up, I've got my 2x4, my hammer right underneath here. I can raise it up so it's level all the way across there. And I can put that piece here, but I need to have that 1/2 inch back in there. And that's about the only solution I can come up with. So I'm gonna go out with a table saw, take some 2x4s, and start cutting some shims and see if this works. Wish me luck. Okay, so here I have it, 1¼ inch, 5/8 over here. In theory, I should be able to work them all the way up here, so that way I can use these to help support the other ones, and then I can screw through. We'll find out. Now, I'm gonna have to make sure I miss the nail that's in there, but if it works, then we're just gonna basically do this all the way across. And each one of these will What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the No New Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hopefully I didn't show my ass there. If I did, I know who will be showing it on the YouTube. But it's all good. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Mark Holmes here at the Red Brick House, and we are going to be working, of course, while we have this nice weather on the house, the outside of the house. The next couple of days it's going to be warm before winter really sets in, so I'm pulling some of the ivy that we chopped off the bottom here off the house while I can, and we're going to power wash this part of the house so we can actually work on trying to paint some of this on the upper part of it. Now, I'm not great with ladders and things. I am a little bit of a punk when it comes to being up on ladders and things, but I'm going to try and get on this as much as we can. So the first thing I need to do is actually power wash this. So when we'll let this dry out. The good thing is in the afternoon we get a lot of sunshine, and we get a lot of sunshine out here, so that'll really dry it out and put the primer on. Actually, most of this doesn't need that much primer because most of this is actually pretty good. We found out that we have latex paint on the house, which is good because the latex paint we can paint right over with it. And for the most part, a lot of the paint that's on here is actually not bad. Now, my wife, it's almost comical. When she sees the vines up here dried up, for some reason she said it looks like hairy balls. Okay. All right. So it's like, can you pull the stuff off the house so it doesn't look like hairy balls? But yeah, so I'm gonna get the power washer started and get this sprayed first thing this morning, and then we're going to I can't wait to see how this is gonna look. We're gonna go ahead and get down off the ladder here. Okay, we primed. You can see this is all primer here. The primer is not far from the actual color of the house. So we'll go through and we're going to be painting some more of this. We'll repaint all of this front. And you can see where I had a gallon of it and it only went so far. So I didn't paint over the window, but that's okay because that's still sealed up well. It's almost like it's primed, but you can see how much nicer this looks just with the primer on it. So we'll be painting this later on this morning. But first I'm going to power wash that, let that dry out. And I think I'm going to need to get another gallon, but definitely a big improvement.